Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Love Storm Show with your host Neva. And today, I have my guest coming in, Ulu, and she and I am going to. We're gonna leave it open. We're gonna leave it open, and let's see if I can get her on really quickly. It's gonna be eventful. She and I gonna open up some discussions on some stuff, on some really disrespectful things, and some shout outs. Let's see, Miss Ulu. The love storm is here to inspire and encourage you not to give up on love as well. Hello, Miss Ulu.
Hi.
Welcome, love. How you
Thank
doing today?
you. Oh, it's been an eventful day. I had a great interview with, we had the whole Social Solid team and War Life Group Music Group in the live today. So it was eventful. Learned a lot today. It was exciting,
Saw
fun.
that. I
And
saw
I'm
that.
here.
Yeah,
Hey,
we gonna we
hey,
gonna check.
what's up, Mo? Yep, now
Yeah,
I'm
Mo.
here.
Hey, y'all.
Thank you for having me because I'm so excited.
You welcome. I am too, cause we see eye to eye on a lot of stuff I
Hmm.
noticed, and I'm like, we gotta get
Hmm.
on here. We
Yeah,
gotta
and
say.
I love to talk about this kind of stuff.
Mhm. So we're gonna hit on some respect, some networking.
Yeah.
Um, we really want to hone in on that respect thing.
Yes. Yes. Yes,
So
please. Let's do it.
yeah. So for all the viewers, you want to tell them what you do and who you are.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Hey, welcome to the Love Storm Show with Neva Foxworth. I'm Ulu of Ulu High Life. So basically, I'm trying to just get into hosting events, being a spokesperson, representation, promoting, working with different people in the industry. So it's kind of nice to actually be part of all of this stuff too with you. So and that's how I met you was
Yes.
through Mo McCoy and Fireproof TV Films.
Yes.
And
Awesome.
so I also done hula. I also work part time at Archer and Jane. It's a children's vintage boutique. And we do lives there. I also make jewelry. I do juice and dabber. I do now, and I'm a full-time mama. So I
Yes.
do everything right now, everything I can to reach my goals and network and all that kind of stuff and meet people and do what I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And it's
women
enjoyable.
empowerment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm happy to be a part of it too. Just trying to open up my calendar where I can move around a little bit more as well too.
Yes.
Um.
Yes.
So yeah. So while we both here and we both have um been hosts for Fireproof TVs for the Bad Boxing movie premiere, and
Yes.
they're
Shout
on
out to
tour
that
now. So we
boxer.
want to acknowledge them and
Andrea, I'm gonna massage your feet, girl.
yeah, because
Her
I know
feet. Woo.
they burning holes in the concrete. I
I'm
know.
telling you, you
I'm
got
excited
smoke
for
under them heels.
them. Yeah, so I think they have about four more stops. I think it's three in
Yeah.
Dallas, and I
Yes.
know for sure one in Salt Lake City because Salt Lake City is the one I'm trying to get to.
Yeah,
Which
shout
is a
out
little
to
closer to
Dalton.
home. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited. Okay, so girlfriend,
Yo.
girl, let's talk about these disrespectful people. We love our people. You and I love people. We are we like to inspire people and all across the board. But I know you will targets a lot with women empowerment. So and with that, that totally means you have love for the sisters, no matter their genre, no matter their race and nationality. And
Yes, I do.
sometimes yeah, sometimes it's a challenge to touch their hearts and let them see the sincerity that there's still good people there that are concerned and want to link and connect and help spread positivity. So
Yes.
what challenges have you faced with that?
Whew, well, I've had some women challenge me and tell me that I was up all in the man's DMs. I just recently had a woman hit me up and was trying to make it sound like that I was going back and forth between her and her baby daddy's page.
And that's
You
sad.
know? And I woke up early in the morning, 5:45 in the morning. I know I woke up to that shit. I
It's a
was
way to
like,
start the
excuse me,
day.
curse, but yeah, I was like, I still had doodle in my eye, okay?
Right, right.
And I was like, you know how we do, check our social media. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh my goodness. So that taught me one lesson. Brush your teeth before you check your social media. Wash your
All right,
face.
because any bad taste that may come, we can fire it back
Like,
out.
I'm telling you, you're not even out of the bed and you're being, oh, what is this?
Sucked
So,
in.
to me, that shows a lot of insecurity. Because I
Yeah.
know, because why? I was there. I did
Mm-hmm.
that. I was very insecure myself,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so I just try to just and you know what? I was a great supporter of her. I was.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to just cut it off because I don't want that. None
Yeah.
of that,
Right.
because we
That,
are
yes.
froze for a minute.
Definitely.
Oh, there. Oh, there, you're back.
Yes. Okay. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that's unfortunate because I'm the same way. I'm so open to people and just showing respect, showing love because as it is, it's people are so harsh and cruel. And we know some people just don't care to be bothered. Like you said, that experience makes you just want to shut out, shut down. I'm the same way too. If you're gonna be on that drama, I don't have the energy for that. I really don't. And
Yes.
people carry spirits. Some people don't believe that. People carry spirits and being high empath, and I know that you are as well because I can sense that. You it's so draining. Like you don't even have to have deep conversations with people. You can just walk into a space of an activity. So
Yeah.
we definitely have to be careful. But we're doing our job as to spread it, and that's the most important thing. And if they don't want it, and it's okay. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing that bothers me about social media. Social media, cheating, social
Mm-hmm.
media, I am not that type of person to deal with cheating and all that kind of stuff because I seen it all around me. And it breaks
Mm-hmm.
people's hearts, it breaks people down, it breaks children's hearts, it breaks, you know what I mean? It's just you have to like shit. Just if you don't want to be, if you can take the time to go and do any type of cheating, then you should just walk out. You should take the time to pack your stuff and go. It's
Yeah.
really that simple. Have a
Yeah. Yeah.
conversation with your spouse or with your partner.
Yes.
Have a conversation
Yes. I
and let
totally
them
agree.
know,
I
you
totally
know.
agree. It's like give me a choice. Don't place me in a choice because you're 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 first of all, you mess with my integrity and my morals when you do that. Because when we know we want to be who we are at full, then it makes us feel some type of way. We tend to want to act out too because we're tired of getting trampled on or
Hmm.
disrespected as a whole.
Yeah.
So, for myself in my past, if I feel like I'm going to a level where it's going to bring me out of my character, I'll cut you off, no problem.
Yeah,
And then some people raise that question, well, did you really love me or did you really love me? Yes, yes, but that don't mean I have to deal with your nonsense. So,
exactly.
yeah, so I wanted to bring Aaron in too to get male perspective on the disrespect that we face um, with some of these gentlemen because even myself, since I've been networking more and accepting friend requests and stuff, I've been getting the crazies too. You know, I accept the friend request. It's like, hey, your profile. Hey, mama, excuse me. Can you go to my page, Lovestone, subscribe, blah 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 blah,
I know.
and it's all, and they'll go away because this is business. It's not that way.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And you know
so,
what, too? I wasn't always like this. I had to learn to be like this because at first I was like trying to be nice and friendly and this and that. And
mhm,
then I had to realize, it took me a minute to realize what these dudes and what the dudes
mhm,
first, because that's what I was dealing with. Some
mhm,
of them, someone asked me, I told him, I said, I'm sorry, I don't chat. I don't chat. Like I could do a screen recording and I could
mhm,
scroll through my messenger list and
mhm,
you will see everybody on there is business. You will
mhm,
see everybody except for my peoples from Hawaii, my ohana,
okay,
my family. And so I had to like filter all my messenger stuff out
mhm,
and delete
yeah,
this and delete that and now I just I tell them I'm sorry. I be polite because I'm trying to be respectful and I want
exactly.
them to have that same respect for me. I've had a
Mhm.
guy ask me why I didn't want to talk to him. And I
Like,
said,
are we?
because I don't want to. I
And
really
the
said
thing
that.
is, but listen to the level of the maturity. We're not kids, grown people. First of all, how can
Exactly.
I like you and I don't even know you?
Exactly.
How can you say you like me and I'm all that? You don't even know me. So that right there tells you
Exactly.
got a problem, psycho. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We
nobody's looking to put ourselves out there to get harmed. That's for one.
exactly.
And that issue where you say where the female come in, you know, trying to address you when she should be addressing him. But see, that's why I want Mr. Aaron to get in because the men tend to, some guys
It's the image.
they tend to still want to feel like it's about their ego, their pride, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do have some that kind of tap into that just to see, but you have some that if you will go that way with them, they're gonna go,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
add Aaron in here, but
Okay,
we gotta
Erin, let's
keep
go.
chatting.
Let's go. Let's
We're gonna
go,
keep chatting.
Erin. We need
Yeah,
that male perspective of what
yeah,
you just
yeah,
said. You
yeah.
know,
So and
we need that.
yeah,
It's the image. Anne said, yes, it is. It is the image.
yes, yes,
Okay,
Miss
wait. I'm gonna
Ann.
slide some the comments over a little bit. Oh, I
Oh,
can't.
okay. Hey, Mr. Aaron, welcome to the Love Storm Show with myself and Eula. Eula,
Good afternoon.
Hi, Erin. Aloha.
Hello. Good afternoon and happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you too.
all right. Yes, Aaron, Eula and I was just chatting and trying to get a little clarity on why the men are so disrespectful these days, especially on the social media. We are networking women and, just, trying to spread ourselves with love and positivity and, especially with her, and to empowering women. And um, the gentleman there, the other woman, she's coming to her inbox, and trying to make something. And the woman there uh, addresses you about her man going into her inbox. What perspective can you give us on what be going on in the minds of these guys when they just pop up in our inboxes?
First and foremost, I'm going to do my best to play nice because I would like this to remain PG-13 at least. Um, First and foremost, you have stalkers, you have lurkers, you have people that see a star that they want to latch onto because when that star rises, they figure they can go too. Um,
Whoa, whoa,
But
whoa.
the sad thing nowadays, I really don't want to say it's because of a lack of a male figure in that person's life. I don't want to use that as
Which
as an excuse. But what I will say is this: Men today, well, this generation that's coming up is always trying to find a quick fix, something real easy, something accessible. You know what I'm saying? Something that they believe no one else will go after, especially if a woman is focused and primarily by herself. So if a gentleman enters or show interest in some shape, form, or fashion, women will tend to let their guard down to a certain degree, which will give the man, in their mind, easy access. Now, also on the other side of that coin, the men that's doing these things, I like to call them internet tough guys. Because if you out here on the streets, you're not gonna do that. You're not. And I will call any man to the mat that's watching this, listening. You're not gonna do and say what you do behind a monitor in somebody's face. You're not. Period.
Yeah.
Um, and the other thing that I believe happens over time, when men, quote unquote, get hurt, then all of a sudden they want to be, okay, you know, we're going to give them what was given to us as far as women as a whole is concerned. So that kind of leaves a hole, that leaves a mark, and it also leaves a gap, because it's a chasm that they refuse to build from and
Mm.
cross like they're supposed to, as opposed to just stepping and facing it head on. Like, look, man, hey, I was in love with this woman. She left. She chose another guy. Yada yada yada. This, that, and the third. Okay, I feel for you. That's happened to me on a number of occasions. I'm not saying that men are invulnerable. I'm not saying that men are insensitive. But what I will say is this: men will hide behind the very thing that they claim that they aren't. Let me clear that up. The first time you meet a man, okay, takes you out to dinner, wines and dine you, all this and that. May or may not, something, could jump off, after the date or whatever. May or may not happen. But if this man is really, really interested in you, he's not even thinking about that. He's not even looking at that. He's trying to get into who and what you are. He's trying to understand how you are, the way that you are. He's trying to appreciate you as his mother taught him and raised him to do and to be.
Hopefully.
So in order for exactly, so men, and I hate to say this, my species have to a degree this shield up.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna love and hurt as many women as we can. Like, yeah, put all these notches in your
Mm-hmm.
belt. But me personally, now this is coming from a man, and I'm being real, real honest. I have never bought or paid for any female attention on no level, under any circumstance, because the act, the art of not only the physical contact as far as making love to a woman, um, the mental, the spiritual, the soulful connection that's being developed, those are sacred traits, and those traits should not be exploited in any shape, form, or
Right.
fashion. That's what I
Yeah.
believe. Now I could come off and sound like a girl or whatever,
No,
but that's just
I
what it
know,
is.
and it's realistic. And see, that's just the human within us. And if people can understand that everybody has feelings and that everybody should be able to express themselves without judgment and criticism. With that being said, what I'm hearing as well is these men are so damaged that um, they vomit everywhere they go. They they need redefining by some counseling. And a lot of them tend to be pressured or peer pressured or felt that if they seek for something that they know is going to benefit them, they feel timid, by others. So, I think for me personally, sometimes, I look at that aspect, but I don't want to give people a crutch, you know, or an excuse or a reason for their behavior. Because if we continue as men and women to give people individual crutches for their excuses, their behavior, then they won't see what it is that they need to do to take care of. So, yeah. So, this is a century and a time where, we're all grown people. And if you want that respect and you want that longevity, and another thing, people don't realize what they do. It affects if it doesn't affect them later, it could affect somebody in their lineage, you know. And so we definitely want to set a good pattern and a good trait um, for that love and
So
respect.
I will share a little personal little thing. So my parents are gone now. They've been gone for a while. And I'll share something. I grew up with my mother knowing my mother was having an affair. So I don't trust anybody. I grew up not trusting anybody. And I believe that that has affected my marriage
Mhm.
because I ended up cycling into the same thing that was I grew up with and then not wanting it, but then having to take the courage to get out.
Mhm.
Um,
Right,
and
right.
then stepping into another relationship that was similar to that, the mental, physical, I mean, mental and emotional abuse, the manipulation and all of that, the disrespect, getting trampled on and it's crazy because I knew that that wasn't right, but yet I was still looking for that because that was what I was used to. I was used to that type
Yeah,
of
because
home. Yeah, and then I
right,
had
you didn't
to,
have that other. Mhm.
yeah, I had to get out of that shell. I had to break that.
Mhm.
That's why I get irritated with when men disrespect me,
Mhm.
because I try to respect them and I tell them straight. I say when they come into my DMs and they say hi, good morning, gorgeous, beautiful, and I say aloha, how are you? And I give two or three exchanges and I tell them, I'm sorry, I don't chat. And I don't have time, first of all, and then they start to try to, I've had to ask, men have asked me why I don't want to get into a relationship. Don't ask me that.
Yeah, they don't
Don't
have that
ask me that.
right. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Because respectfully, you
I don't even
respectfully
know
letting
you.
them know. Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
you know,
Because
why?
then what they do is they try to find a way to manipulate. Well,
Yeah,
if I could just be if I hear what it is she's been through and what it is she needs, then I can piggy that and get my way to
yeah,
her.
and
And
I can't
see,
trust that. Yeah,
mm, yeah,
can't trust that. And
yeah. So,
so that's disrespectful to me. If I say no, I say no, period. That's it. I'm being nice and respectful to you by replying. And I understand you're following me. I appreciate that. And that's why I be posting stuff, Don't get me
yeah.
involved with your stuff. And then these women, they wonder why the women so insecure and clingy.
Mhm.
And because of that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
That kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just a
See, and
vicious cycle, and we have to stop that, just and like how you said, Neva, we have to be able to communicate. That is so important because communication, and I don't like communicating through text or email because it gets misconstrued.
exactly, definitely,
Misconstrued.
yes, all the time.
And then you have to really, at that time, I've been in situations where I'm like, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm over it. This is just irritating. I'm over it because it's not
Mhm.
doing anything good.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
keeping communication. It's just for informational sake. I don't care. I don't care if you
Exactly.
throw emojis, whatever. You need to see
Mhm.
the person's face and
Exactly. That's right.
reaction and
That's
words.
right. Yeah.
That's the
Because
way
that's where
God
the
made
sincerity
us,
lies. Mhm. Mhm. That's where the
you know?
sincerity lies.
Yeah, yeah, you
Anything
know,
can be manipulated behind this technology. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's
like
right.
how Aaron said,
Mhm.
it's manipulation of technology, exactly,
Mhm.
you know,
That's it.
keyboard
Yeah.
warriors.
That's why. That's why if you go to my page, I'm a firm believer. I promise you, I'm a firm believer. If you cannot, first and foremost, enhance a woman's life, leave her
Yes,
alone.
Mhm.
yes,
Seriously,
yes, yes,
leave her
yes,
alone. And just because somebody responds to you or like supposed to whatever, dude, y'all not in a relationship. Knock it off. Don't get in your head this whole scenario. Like, oh yeah, this my girl's that. No, bro. Have you paid one bill? Have you bought her one lunch? Have you wait a minute? I'm gonna keep it simple in this. Have you even bought her a 5 cent piece of candy?
Reese's peanut
Have you
butter
have you
cup,
done that,
just
bro?
to let you know.
Like,
Man.
I'm big on white chocolate. I give you white chocolate Twix.
I like that
What?
too. I
You
like
know what I'm
that
saying?
too.
But see, none of that is getting into the minds of my fellow gentlemen,
Mm,
and they set themselves up for failure and to be hurt because they place themselves in unbelievable scenarios just over a simple hello,
Mhm.
just over a hi. You know what I'm saying? They
It's
they take themselves places where first off they shouldn't even be going. Two, they setting themselves up in this fantastical, mystical world that they're living in. Because yeah, okay, she said hi, this, that, and the third. We chit chat, ever so often. No, bro, that's
no.
not a relationship. That's not anything to build a foundation on. That's not anything. Be like, yo, dog, yeah, this is
No.
my girl right here
And
showing. No,
I didn't mean to
bro.
cut you short, but it's so funny because I remember a point in time when I was coming up, it was women that were doing that. Women were the ones falling melty in their arms just because they said, "Oh, you're beautiful." Now I see a lot, and I have experienced it in my past relationships where you can just be casual, courteous, and oh, I like this. You look nice. Oh man, that does not. What happens is just the love and respect. People take it out of context, like you said. They mushy for that, but that just goes to show what they don't realize is they're telling on themselves about themselves.
yeah,
They endured a lot of trauma and a lot of pain. That's why when people talk to me, I listen to what they say. I can
yeah,
pick up
yeah,
by
yeah.
conversation. You
I
know.
had, and I had that one girl too. It was really sad because, again, mutual affiliate in the entertainment business, and I was just thinking of putting her on my show because she does a small business. She does cricket and all kind of stuff, and I thought, wow, she got some good stuff. And I just went and I made a post, and she commented on the post, "Don't be tagging me in your shit if you're gonna talk to my baby daddy." Hit me. I was like, what? I said, girl, show me the proof.
Um, that's sad. And that's
I
sad
said,
how so
show me the
naive.
proof.
Yeah, and that's just sad. So how naive she was, because before she came at you like that, she should have investigated stuff first. And not only that, I'm sure she know that man is trouble. That wasn't the first time he did that. Because the way she came off was she tired of this shit and she done been through it before. Excuse me.
So that's
That's what
her
that meant.
problem. Yeah, she's
Exactly.
enabling it.
So
Yeah, she's enabling it. And you know what? I ain't dogging her and saying that she's dumb or whatever because I was enabler of that kind of
mhm,
stuff. I went through that because
guilty
I
too.
didn't want to break up the family because I came from a broken home and I didn't want to hurt any,
Mhm.
you know, and the
Mhm.
kids and
Okay.
I want to try again. I
Okay.
want to make it work, work, work. Yes, make it work. Do everything you can. You give everything of yourself and you end up getting the shit end of the stick, you
Mhm.
know? And
What? I'm sorry. What say Aaron? Because Aaron over here got this expression thing. Let's see what he got. What you got, Aaron?
I love who and what I am. I love what I've become, and I'm loving even more what I am becoming. I'm dark when it comes to stuff like that because I will rip out your throat. And okay, okay. Let me back up. Let me reset for a second. Now, generational curses can be broken. They have to begin up here. Once you know and understand and accept who and what you are and who and what your reality is, you will live
mm,
as such. You will not create a fantasy that every other night you sleep with Janet Jackson. You will not create a fantasy in your mind that you are dating Jennifer Hudson. You will not, in any shape, form, fashion, be on smoke like 2 or 3 days a week. You take her to lunch. No, no, it doesn't work that way. Time, patience,
yeah.
and growth. Maturity. I will not stand by and watch a woman sacrifice not only what she's become, but the very essence of who she is. Because just like Eula just said, for the sake of being nice, for the sake of trying to be respectful. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I find Now, this is a guy coming from New York. We speak our mind, especially the women. If a woman like you, she's gonna say something to you. Period. I've been the victim of that. Yeah, thank you for the compliment, and I keep it moving. Simple. Because I know what I want and I know what I'm looking for. And I'm grown up enough to say, well, look, I'm not the person that you're seeking right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enough to say that. I don't have an ego, image, or pride to damage or be abused by
Yeah.
any of that. I'm comfortable within my own skin. I am. I'm not perfect, but I like who I am. And I like myself enough to respect another woman. Not only her spot, but mine as well. I've been asked, okay, the last place that I was at, I was in a real bad accident, broke my leg and all this and that type stuff. And I was in the hospital. The female nurses was in there, and I'd be like, well, look, I'm married, I'm getting ready to get married. And some of them would be like, okay, you say your wife married, but are you? Woo! I know what that means. I'm not doing it. Yeah, you have access to my medical records and my background, but that don't tell you who I am. You know the trauma that you have gone through as a woman, but that don't tell me what you are today. So I constantly separate with that, and I do my best to tell the sisters, listen, you're fine where you are. Any, every, and all that you truly desire will be given to you when you and that other person is ready to receive. Nothing is going to happen before that. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you got. None of that is going to happen. If you don't believe me, we got some of the world's richest people getting divorced.
Yeah.
Bill Gates, divorced. Russell Simmons, divorced. Yeah, in and out of his house and all of that, being from New York. I mean, money don't make you. Money does not secure your
No.
place in
No.
anyone's life.
No.
Money, beyond a shadow of a doubt, will not assure you a home in the spiritual realm once we leave this physical form.
Yes, Bill Gates too. Yeah.
Granted, enjoy the time that you have here, but be smart
Yeah.
about it. Bring someone else joy at the same time. Hell, I got friends on my page. They hit me on the regular. Female friends. They know what it is with me, and I know what it is with them. We have a platonic relationship. Granted, some of us has never met up close and personal, but when it comes to that page, we respectful because we know exactly who and what we are. Not only out here,
Exactly.
out there, but in person.
Yes. Oh,
Yep.
where'd he go?
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, but I
um,
really like what he said. We know
yeah,
exactly who and what we are and what role we play in each other's lives,
yeah.
and it comes with that respect already. It's automatic when you come
It's
with a mind
automatic.
that way. It's
Yes,
automatic.
yes,
Whether you're doing business or, it's an affiliate or,
hmm
any type of relationship like that,
yeah. Because they
you
don't
know?
know. They totally disrespect themselves. They set a bad track record for themselves. Because
Yeah,
if they are truly looking for someone, they're gonna continue to have this repetitive ball of mess because
yeah,
of the way they come incorrect. It's just like when I used to go out with my sisters, and they always say I'm the mother of the group because I scare everybody away. I said, no, it ain't I'm scaring everybody away. They coming disrespectful. We women. If they not coming
exactly.
correct, I ain't entertaining that. Or no,
Yeah,
So
exactly.
and when we put them in their place respectfully, as you go and say, they will back up.
Yes.
You have some that be having tantrums. They don't want to back up. They demand it. Thank you for continuing to tell me that you're a complete ex in life. So excuse yourself.
And then
Yeah.
also, you know what I wanted to also touch base on is that us women, as women, a lot of men don't understand how much we go through physically as a woman. But men do too. Men do too. They do as they age. But, our bodies chemically, our bodies go through change every
Yes.
month.
Yes.
And then as
Yes.
we age, we go through change. And so, you know, trying to find a man that understands that, or they're learning. You know, they're learning. A man who is willing to learn about you and how it affects you. That's why I feel like communication is great, because I'm going to say this, and I've always said this. Just because a woman has had a hard day, or she's not feeling good, she's feeling sad, she looks like she's crying, it doesn't always mean that we want you to resolve our problem. Because sometimes, half the time, we don't know why the hell we cry.
Exactly. That comes from an overload.
Yes, it's an overload,
The
and
overload. It's
physically,
an overload where
mentally,
we express.
yeah, you know, physically, you know, like I said, our bodies go through changes. We get swollen, we get cramps, we get tired. We want to eat chocolate, then we want to eat chips, then we want to eat candy, then we want to eat chicken, fried chicken, you know, then you don't feel good. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's something that we have to live with each month, and it's hard to be pleasant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. At times
It's hard
because
to
your
be
body isn't
pleasant,
right.
you
Your body
know,
isn't right.
and
Your mind isn't right.
yeah, and those are the I always for me, I believe that, and I always say that to even the men that I date. You know, when I date a man and we're kind of getting to know each other and stuff, I always say this. And it's hard to grasp because you're going through it. You're going through the relationship, you're going through the cycle, and we forget. I always say that just because we're feeling down, it doesn't mean we really have a problem. It's not like we have a problem that you have to resolve. Sometimes just holding us for 20 minutes will help, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Just
It's like putting them
acknowledging that.
pieces together that's falling out.
Exactly. You know, you walk in the house and you're falling apart, and that's what you as women, naturally, we're supposed to crave our partners like that.
Mm-hmm.
Men don't understand that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Naturally, that's the way
Mm-hmm.
God made us.
Yeah. I wanna I'm glad you brought that up because here we got Mr. Aaron can give us the male point of view because I know, as I think I said this in one of my shows before, that men wants to be winding down and caressed just as much as we do. And I think if we uphold that to them,
Yes.
if we give them that, it'll
Mm-hmm.
help put them in a better headspace as well too.
Yep.
On
Yep.
viewing women in general. What do you think about that, Mr. Aaron? What do you
I
men
can
want to? I
partially,
mean,
I can partially agree to that. The reason why I say partially is because not all men are deserving.
Mm.
that's true.
Let's be 100.
That's true.
Let's be 100.
You're right.
Not all
You're
men are
right.
deserving. Now, like you just said, some women just want to be, okay, look, you know, this, that, and the third, this is what's happening, and all this and that. Innately, unfortunately, as men, anything that's within the realm or the scope of our purview, we want to either fix, heal, or repair. Period. Not
Mm-hmm.
That's not in question. But
Right.
sometimes we forget that there's nothing wrong with y'all. Whatever it is, y'all just need to go through it. And y'all just need to be aware of when you're finished, we will be here. If you
Yeah.
Mm.
want to talk, we have ears. If you want to hug, we have arms. Even if you want to walk together in silence, we have legs. And that's okay. But some of us, we take it like, okay, she said, let me go get her a pearl necklace. Okay, she's a little hungry. Let me put together this 7-course meal real quick. And we want to go to the extreme to try to get to the end. Because we don't want to go
Mm-hmm.
through all that sometimes. We really don't. And that's being honest. We don't want to go through all that. However, when we do that, we stop your growth and your development as well as our own.
Mm.
Now
That's
I'm gonna
true.
keep it 100. Watch this. Y'all can have horrible days at the office or whatever, the businesses that y'all run. Y'all come through that door, hollering, screaming, has nothing to do with us. Ain't even about us. But we hear it. Okay. Some might feel some kind of way about it, and some might be like, just sit there and just listen. Wait till you get it all out. Like, okay, baby, what really happened? What's going on? Simple. It ain't nothing. It doesn't have to be, Okay, look, it doesn't have to be, here's a mansion and a yacht. Let this shit go and let's move on. No, it's not that simple. It really isn't. For a man or for a woman. And that's why today I applaud most women because they have the innate ability to go through whatever it is they go through, shed their tears, and you'll never know unless they tell you. Men, in some cases we're like that, in some cases we're not. As much as we like to think, we put the S on our chest and we go save the world and all this and that. No, it's not our job to save something that doesn't belong to us to begin with. Once we know and understand and realize that whomever we are involved with, that person, place, thing, or object doesn't even belong to us. It is here for us now while we are here to enjoy, to learn, to grow, to evolve. Nothing more. Anything that is not designed for you to keep, you cannot and will not control it. You won't maintain it
Right.
because anything thereafter, it is on a foundation that will be on sinking sand because it's not earned. There has been no work given. There's no. That's like going to the next grade without taking the final exam.
Mm.
And men, sometimes we always want to rush to the end. Like, listen, man, get over with this. You know what I'm saying? So we could go back and do what we do. No,
Right. Right. That's
we have to
true.
learn. We have to learn to allow y'all to be who y'all are. And at the same time, we have to help y'all learn who we are by showing y'all how we move, how we get down, what works with us, doesn't work for us, and things of that nature. But y'all won't know unless we tell you. Just like we won't know unless y'all tell us. So that's kind of a 50-50 thing with me. Now, I don't want to be getting on some other stuff and I sound like Dr. Phil. I'm not that dude. I'm not that dude.
Hey, I was thinking
Let's
we
be
have to have
clear. I'm not that
self-control. As women, we gotta have self-control too. We have to because honestly, we can spaz out. Women can spaz out. Women can spaz out. Like that's the
dude. Yeah,
God's truth. You know,
yeah, yeah.
kids, spouse, the dog, everybody get it. Everybody. So some women actually believe that I did a little broadcast on my Ulu Highlight page on IG with my bestie, and some women actually believe that we're entitled to that. I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. That's my girls back home. They're saying we're entitled to that. I disagree.
Yeah.
I do. It's not an entitlement. I don't believe it's an entitlement. I don't because I think that's degrading yourself when
Yeah.
you feel entitled. As a woman, I really feel you're degrading yourself. So
Like
I was the
like you
only
said,
one
you
that
have to have that
disagreed
self
with that.
control. I agree with you. You do have to have that self control. Just because in our minds we feel like it's right to do, that does not you get, and you got to think about other people around you. They're gonna carry the same pattern,
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
just like our children. When we're raising our children, we're in their ear about the positive stuff consistently because then we know when they go outside the home, they're gonna deal with the negative. So you want to
yeah.
groom them on a positive level. I'm saying I have to control my lip and lid and stuff. I mean, I was at one point I was highly passive, that I was always being
Mm.
walked over. But then I came to a point where I know. And when I came out that box, I came a little strong. And when I
Yeah,
realized the power I had, which was dangerous, I was like, I got to pull back, stay away from the stupidity. So when, like you said, things get evil, I have to disconnect myself because, like you said, just because we may be feeling, because we want to justify our emotions to the reaction. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And so that's what causes some of us females to go over and beyond it. But especially if you have a spouse or a mate or something, um, that's very critical
Yeah,
because
very.
I've seen it, and I know some people, and I hate to say it, and I hate the fact that I know it, where some women have taken up the slack of another woman towards their man. You feel me? In other words,
Mm-hmm.
that man is not getting that support that he needs at home, so he's over there getting it. And that person that's doing it, that's not even your man, you're okay with that. Who is very disgusting to me. It's very disgusting because that tells
Yeah,
a lot about that woman.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's
for
not
us
okay.
female, for us women like you, it makes it complicated. It makes it complicated because there's a lot of men that are weak-minded. They figure that's very easy for women because you know, people say, well, all you gotta do is wind her down and she'll be okay. No.
Exactly. And some men think that just because they observe that how people react to you in public, that they can treat you the same way. And that's a problem that I've had. I've had that. Just because the public sees you a certain way, outside of your relationship, and then he thinks he can treat you like that,
Mm-mm. I ain't going.
you know?
Nope.
And again, I'm talking about social media,
Yes. Yes.
and I
Yes.
always tell
Yes.
that's social media. Everybody, okay, sees only a snapshot of a person's life at a time. When that person gets off the phone or whatever, they don't know what's going on. They don't know what things they're dealing with. They don't know, and that's why I always tell myself I'm going to be transparent. That's the only way I can be able to have women who went through the same thing as me to know them that they're not, to let them know that they're not alone. Like I was in a mental bondage for 12 years, and that's not good.
Mm-mm.
When I came out of that, I was like, I went through a transformation. I did. Went to
Mm-hmm.
therapy, went through a transformation, still wrong, and I enabled it.
Mm-hmm.
Like how and Aaron said, he could bring, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you because
Thank
a
you.
lot of people
Thank
can't
you.
come through with a healthy transition. They
Yeah,
can't. They can't even begin to speak to other people. You
no,
know. And
no.
so I applaud you for that because it's not
Thank
easy.
you.
I mean, I've been through a heck of a lot myself.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what made me come up with the love show because um, it's been many times I could have just given up on love. And I'm like, I want to encourage other people, just continue to walk in your faith and walk in your knowing who you are or where you choose to go. It's bound to happen. And we just have to have a lot of patience. So um, I sit back and be like, there's plenty of times I could just let myself go, jump off the cliff, try to do some harm to myself, but I'm like, it didn't happen. So I'm like, it's a reason here, you know.
Yeah.
And being bullied and teased and all that crazy stuff. Starting from as mere as like 8 or 9 years old, and then going to
Wow.
relationships, it's the same thing. And I'm like, finally, I came to realization. I was like, I need to change something. Not so much as what am I doing, but you know how they say if you change some things about yourself, whether it's your wardrobe, the things you wear, the things you eat, the places you go, because then you open up another avenue, another realm to open up for a more positive, uplifting,
Yes.
encouraging
Yes.
spectrum.
Yeah.
So um, that's why I relate to you and feel your heart because it's painful
Yeah.
to
It is. It is very,
to
very
feel all
painful.
alone, and then especially when you don't have the healthy beginning and
Yeah.
the training in your youth. Because
Yeah.
I can say the same thing for myself. So I grew myself, and grooming myself meant I know I don't want to be this way, so I'm gonna do the opposite, which is positivity, you know, and love and compassion and understanding and forgiveness. But also doing that, what I did learn is also called um, I call it self-harm, whereas I was giving too much that I was making myself, um, in other people's eyes, value that less, because then they don't want to respect that, but not knowing this is what it is. You're supposed to love, respect, and encourage other people.
Right.
But so that
Yeah.
means I'm dealing with surrounded by a lot of damaged people, and I'm dealing with a lot of flying monkeys, and dealing with a lot of narcissistic people, Eula. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yep.
as close as I am to 50 next year, I finally, like, you know what? I'm cutting these folks off. I don't care who they are. And it
Got
feels
to.
good. It hurts, but it feels freaking good. Because
Yeah.
now you're going to respect me. Either you're going to respect me like I've always respected you, or you get gone. So, all that being said, I'm having lock into your empowerment class.
You were breaking up for a second. I didn't hear what you said.
I said, with all that being said, I'm going to have to hook up into your empowerment class. Women
Oh, yes.
empowerment. Yeah,
Yes.
because that's
Yes.
where it's at.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. Showing stories with other people to let them see and not be afraid to express, so they can see where they need to heal. You know, we're all
Yeah.
puzzle pieces, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will tell you where I learned that. I was a preschool teacher for 12 years. 12 years, 10 years in Hawaii, and then 2 years here in Vegas. And as a preschool teacher, you have to, I used to go 2 years of those 12, I was a home visitor. So in Hawaii, we had the lava coming. Okay, the lava was coming. And so we had to
Mm,
shut down our school. And the teachers, there was two teachers in the class, we had to split the kids 12, 12. Okay, so I had 12 kids. And we used to have to go to trainings and everything. So when we had training and with our director, she had said this. She said, we as people shapers of young children and teaching these parents how to build a relationship with their children, a positive relationship, we ourselves have to allow ourselves to be transparent. Not because it's a program, there's limits. There's a confidentiality, liability and
right.
everything. But we also have to show them that we can relate to them, because you're dealing with children and parents, the families are broken. We have druggies, we have physical and sexual abuse, we have just alcoholism, we have recovering drug addicts, parents trying to do their best. And that is how I learned to be able to speak about how I feel, because I had to come to terms with my own stuff, because I was seeing these families that are like exactly what I grew up with,
Mm,
you know? And
yeah.
then you see the children, the boys, they grow up without respect for their sister, their mother.
Yes.
They talk any type of way. They talk any type of way to their mother, their sister, even their aunties that they live with, and the dynamics. I had to observe the dynamics of the family in order to do an assessment of what kind of upbringing this child is having at 3 years old, and what his
Yeah.
day is like, what he hears, what he sees, and all
Yes.
that kind of stuff. And then you meet the ones who's there, and you're like, in your mind, you're like, no wonder. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had to teach myself how to be able to relate, find something that I dealt with as a child, coming from a broken home myself, how I could relate so that I could get these parents to understand that, no matter what you're going through, you have to be strong enough for your children. So whatever you
That's right.
decide, make sure that it's for your kids. Never mind this. I
Yes.
couldn't tell them that kind of stuff, but I had to teach them. They had to
Yes.
learn how to love themselves
To love.
first,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It
that's
was
I had to invest.
it's all
Now
about love. Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta do the same thing as I removed myself from that career and got into business and entertainment and started my own business and started broadcasting and going through transition myself. I had to take that, what I learned as a family advocate and as a teacher and as a people shaper and apply it to myself. You know how hard that was?
Yeah.
That was hard, but it's
Yeah.
doable. It's
Yeah.
doable.
Yeah.
You can. You can. And it made me a better parent.
Mhm.
It made me and my daughter's relationship, my oldest daughter, like this, you know. She just graduated and I'm like, yeah, shout out to that
Yeah.
program from our
Congrats.
preschool, you know. I had to teach myself what I was teaching other parents,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and
You wearing
we
a
can
big
do
hat.
that. Yes, and we can do
Yeah.
that. We can do that for
Yes.
other women and
That's
let
right.
them know that they don't
That's right.
have to take this from whatever relationship they're in. They don't have to. They don't
Mhm.
have to. They can be anything that they want to be, and they don't have to do that. And vice versa.
Yeah.
Vice versa for the men too.
Yeah.
Because I had to do with single dads as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
Single
So
dads.
about doing that transition with helping these other children. I know you said you had 12 children that divvied up. Um, about how many people have come back to you and said the things that you talk to them about or give them some console on? How many of them actually said they feel a difference or things have changed for them?
I'm gonna be honest, every year I get that. Every year I would get that at the end of the year because because they feel like they could connect with me, you know, on a
Yeah.
certain level. And the director of our program has even said that. The assistant director, she's even said that. So many people know you and so many people respect you because you were able to come down to there. And every year I would get a lot and I'm not the only one. The teachers as well, the other teachers that I work with and everything, such impact that we made on them during that time, especially because we're going into people's homes,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
We're going into people's homes and we're seeing, and 89% of those times, it's the moms that was there with the kids. It's the moms that was there with the kids, and they start to open up and tell you about what's going on, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And
And some of them I've
that's beautiful.
seen that they left one relationship and they went to another. I follow on Facebook and they're happy because they left that shitty ass BS
And
relationship.
they make some healthy choices after. That's their
Yes,
transformation. Wonderful.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah.
like that. I touched that. I relate. I got the chill bump because I love hearing when somebody else has finally found their way. Recovered from some things that could very well have taken them out because we see so much suicide at a high rate these days.
Yeah.
And if that's me. I am the type of person. If I'd rather be the light, I want to be the light to others. I work in a cardiologist's office, and my patients. I went on vacation. I just it did something to me, so that's why I want to share that. I went on vacation. I was gone for a couple of weeks, and when I got back, I mean, every patient that I have complained about, Neva doesn't do it like that. She's this, she's that. And they hug me, and they please don't leave like that. And I just feel
Don't
so
leave
good that
us.
just listening to them and talking to them because that's what I have had people that sit there and I thought they thought they were at the counselor's office. As soon as I have some said they were depressed, they're alcoholic, they want to change, and I pull my chair back and I cross my legs and I'm like, I'm right here. What's going on? And it feels so good because I know power is in there's power in the words we speak. And I have seen over years, things that I have seen said to people, I've seen the change within them right before my eyes. So it's important to me to be that light, because I definitely don't want to be the reason somebody takes themselves out. So
Right.
I'm gonna do the best I can to make sure I give them something positive and encouraging. So, Sister Love, thank you
Sister
too for
Love,
that.
thank you.
So
Thank you for having me.
yeah. So can I just ask Aaron one more question, and that is, what would you say to the gentleman that can help encourage them or inspire them to be more resilient and be more passionate and be more respectful, highly respectful, because that's what's necessary to our women? I mean, what is it that they need to do?
Simple. Treat every woman like they treat their mother. Point blank.
Oh, yeah, but you know what? I have to, because I've
Simple.
seen some ugly things. They have to be sure and certain that there is someone that they can model, because I've seen where some people have treated their mom like complete
Horribly.
Man. So, but if that's what they do, then they're not gonna understand. So, yes.
I'm trying to keep this PG-13. I am. I'm trying. I'm
No
trying.
need.
But look, look, my brothers. Take your time and explore yourself, but grow up at the same time. Anything you cannot alter, change, or control, don't worry about it. Knowledge without practical application is useless. And above all else, lesser minds, hear me clearly with this one, lesser minds will learn when they are forced to ask. So don't be afraid to ask the question.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Simple.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't be
And
afraid.
do it respectfully.
Yes,
do it
do it
respectfully.
respectfully. Yes, and the women have to have respect as well. So self-control.
Yes.
No, serious.
Yes.
Serious. No, I
Yes.
think for women, self-control is because we have our minds, we have our opinions, our feelings, what we do, and everything. It has to be justified with women.
Yes.
Naturally, we're like that because that's who we are. We're supposed to be attractive to our men.
Yes.
We're supposed to be attractive to our men. So everything we do as a queen, everything should be justified, but not in the way that people it is presented now. No, not like that. And that's the part that I am growing as myself. And I always say, how can I be good for someone if I'm not good to myself first?
That's true. That's true. Yes.
That's why I'm single.
You're gonna be all right. You go ahead and go and bring the show, girl. When you ready. When you ready, Miss Eula.
Yes, when I'm ready. When I'm ready, I will be ready because I'm a long-term person.
Yes.
I'm a long-term person,
Yes.
And I want one that's going to be forever.
Yes.
I really do.
Yes.
So
I want to go ahead and close ourselves out. We had a nice hour of chop it up. We have to tune back in again. So thank you so much, girlfriend.
Thank you.
Finally, the opportunity to chit chat a little bit.
I know.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yes, Aaron. Thank you.
Thank both of you, and nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. Nice meeting you too.
And check this out. I understand right now you're running your own business, and you got this thing called life happening around you. As a suggestion and as a reminder, it's okay to be human.
Mm-hmm. And I got 2 teenagers and my baby in the living room, kicking it. I never see my big girl for a couple of days.
Oh.
She was in Cali with her friends, and then I'm going out. Guess where I'm going to wilding out tonight?
I saw you put that on up. I was out there last night. I can't
was
make another
invited.
trip, girl. Oh my
Yeah, I
gosh.
was invited. I said, hell yeah, I'm going.
But you make sure you have fun because you got to get ready to get going.
Yep, yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So, all right. All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much, Miss Eula. Eula
Thank
High Life.
you.
Tell everybody where they can find you at.
Well, you can find me right here on Facebook under Ulu Gomes, and that's with an S at the end. You can find my Ulu High Life for You page. I'm also on Instagram. I'm getting on TikTok, and I have a YouTube channel. Check out some stuff. I do have a couple episodes of women empowerment on there, so I will definitely pass the link on. I'll post the link on my page. Please follow Neva Foxworth, the Love Storm Show. Love Storm fans,
Thank you.
definitely
Thank
do
you.
that. We got geez, yeah, we got
Yes.
also I'm also part with Fireproof TV Films, working on projects with the Haven Enterprise Inc. So we're doing a lot of stuff. Terry T. Hall Jr. So yeah, we just all
Yes.
over the place.
Yes. Yes. All right, my love. And you have yourself a good night, sweetheart.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
We love
Bye.
you.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Thank you. I
Bye.
will. Good night.
Thank you. Good
Good
night.
night.
All right, my beautiful people. That is the end of Love Storm Show. And I want to thank everybody for partaking, sharing, making comments. I know I didn't respond. I like to try to stay focused pretty much on the interview, but I always go through the video later and express my love to you for acknowledging and coming in. So everybody have a good night. My shows are on Friday, Sip and Engage, Saturday, the Love Storm Show. If you are truly, truly interested, I can invite you to the Love Storm fan page, where I do encourage others to come on, comment, share some stories, uplifting things, and express some love. So I thank everybody for tuning in. See you all Friday and Saturday coming.